Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Rudy's Kitchen Express. Today we're making ribs. Now these are baby back ribs, so we've got a whole mess of them, and we're gonna get them prepared. First thing you do is there's a membrane that's on the back of the ribs. You pull it apart slightly with a knife, you take a paper towel, and it just peels right off just like that. Then, trim up some of this fat. We don't want any of that. Now, I've tried all kinds of recipes for my ribs. I've cooked them slow, I've cooked them fast, I've cooked them in the barbecue, I've cooked them in the oven, and I've kind of landed on this technique as the one that's best to guarantee yourself that fall off the bone rib. Okay, now, work your knife. I'm going to cut these in half just so that they're easier to manage. I'll show I'll do that with all of these. Then what I do is I take some aluminum foil, okay. Now I prepared a rub. You can see that there's paprika, garlic salt, there's salt, pepper. I put in a lot of variety of different spices that I had in the cupboard, and you can work with this. You can buy a rub already pre-mixed for yourself, or you can use the types of herbs and spices that you have in the cupboard. So we're going to start on this one. We'll take that, do it on the back, rub it in there nice. It doesn't have to be too thick or done. Just cover as much of it as you can. Nice, massage it in. Okay. Put it in the aluminum. We're going to make a little packet of it. Wrap it up like a Christmas present. Now, I'll take this. Now, I've lined some pans, some baking sheets with aluminum, so it's going to help to clean up. It's not likely to open up and spill some of that juice out, but you never know and you just want to be sure. So we'll repeat that with the rest of these until we have all these little packets. We've got 3 full racks here, or 4 full racks, so we'll have 8 packets that we're going to make. Okay, so we've got the ribs all set up in little packets. There's 8 of them. And there's nothing else in there. There's no liquid, there's no sauce. These will cook in these contained compartments in their own juices, in that rub, and that will season them. If you can, give it about a half an hour to an hour of just sitting and letting it, the rub permeate the meat before we're going to put it into a 400-degree oven for 2 hours. Then, after 2 hours, we're going to open up these packets and begin to baste with our barbecue sauce. They're going to be great. All right, so it's been 2 hours that we've had the ribs in. Let's check them out. Now, what I do is, this is when I open them up. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I don't know if you can see that, but the meat is starting to come away from the bone. That's when you know it's ready to be for the next step. Oh yeah, that meat is very soft and tender. It's a little crowded, more crowded than I like. If it was on a single layer, it would be much simpler. You open these up now. Now for sauce, a lot of people make their own, which is good. We didn't have time to do that today, so we're using some store-bought sauce. A lot of barbecues, particularly from Texas, bottle their own, their store sauce, and they sell it at the grocery stores. So that's what I'm using here right now. And we're going to put a light coating on it, and it's going to start to caramelize and harden onto the meat, and it forms what they call a bark. And you will repeat this process 2 or 3 times. And now we're going to do these. All right, this is looking really good. Now you can see here where the bone is starting to come away from the meat. That's what we're talking about, very off the bone tender. So we put our first coat of sauce on. We're gonna give that 10, 12 minutes and that'll dry on, and we'll put another thin coat of sauce on after. Okay, we're gonna go in for a second coat now. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Now we're in Canada and we don't have a lot of barbecue in Canada. This sauce is from a barbecue pit in Texas. You can buy it in our grocery store, so. Okay, these are almost done. We'll put these in for another 10 minutes. Let that sauce caramelize, and it might be ready to be put to the table. All right, these ribs are done and ready to be taken to the table. Turn this off. Oh yeah, it has a nice bark on them. They're nice and tender and juicy. They'll fall off the bone. Okay, we're ready. This is our meal today. And Jake, what do we say before we eat?
Bon appetito.
Bon appetito!